It's made such a profound effect on the business that I cannot probably thank People Partners enough. And this is not an advertising thing. I'm speaking from the heart. There's things that have been fixed in my business that we haven't been able to fix for years, that we've changed in creating systems and processes, wrong information that's forced us to actually go in and fix it. It's forced me back to my real role of managing the business. BizMatrix is now a registered trading organisation here in Australia, and we mainly focus on licensed trades, in particular restricted electrical licenses for trades like plumbers, gas fitters, etc., refrigeration mechanics and so on. We also have gas courses, so we're one of the largest providers, and in some cases the only providers of Type B gas, which is industrial gas, Certificate 3 in gas filling, which is for gas work licenses across the board in every state of Australia, including the state of New Zealand. And we've been around for about 14 years, and we push the envelope of education, not training. I think the biggest thing with outsourcing is, in fact, we've outsourced for a while, but not to the scale that we've done in recent times. And when I say scale, we've really started small. But my boys own a mortgage broking firm, and they tried about 3 or 4 years ago to do onboarding from overseas, and it didn't work, and mainly because they didn't have their systems right. And they went back into it in recent times, where they now have about 15 plus, and they taught their father a few things about how to be in business. And as I said, we were doing onboarding, not to the extent and not in the business. We mainly did it with our e-learning platform. We had people in Egypt, Moodle, and we had someone in Pakistan doing the content, and we did try some people in the Philippines, but again, we weren't set up for it. So through recommendation, going through the process from the initial process, and what I liked was streamlined. It was set out, it was laid out. And what really attracted me the most was, I think there was a onboarding process of what we expect from you, from People Partners, what we expect from us. And in fact, we've actually copied it to an extent because it's so good, because it's clear, to the point. And the best part is, which you can add this into the next part, is that it followed exactly with the team, as each step was implicitly laid out step by step exactly. And I'm a check sheet freak when it comes to that. And to me, you weren't guessing what the next step was, and you were really comfortable because it worked through and it was ticked off all the way through, and the staff who came in followed the processes, which helped us with that. A long answer to a short question. I think words don't describe the profound effect it's made on our business, but me personally. The recommendation didn't come lightly from the person who made the recommendation, and mainly because it's always a risk recommending anyone for a job or recommending someone to provide a service, because it's very easy to be let down. But in this case here, it made such a profound difference. And I remember speaking to you when we first had the session. We weren't a client, and you said that, Daryl, you're going to have 3 or 4. And I knew that, but it was that first step was the most difficult. But what it's enabled us, and it's been a difficult few years from about 2019 onwards, and I've been through the recession we had to have. Staff issues has probably been the worst. We've had positions we just could not fill, still do. In fact, a position that I said that we were going to fill, which you did tell me to not bother, and you were right. And we still haven't filled it. To be honest with you, we've now more than filled it with onboarding. But coming back, what the biggest difference is the caliber of the person that's come on board. Now, I know that choosing any staff member, no matter where it is in the world, you don't always get good ones, but we nabbed this one, and she's now I feel like Judy, who's come across, has been with us for 100 years. And the main reason is I've not been able to do some of the stuff that she's been able to help me and challenge me. Actually, I think we're more in training than she is. We're actually learning more that we can teach her. In fact, I've not been sleeping at night and I've been stressed out. Before we even took her, I was worried about how we're going to communicate with her. And we've nailed that, and I think we've got even a better system than I even anticipated that would even happen. The second problem was, what work are we going to give her? Where are we going to do, the other amount of it? The reason I'm not sleeping at night is I'm worried about we can't give her enough work, and we're running out of work. And in fact, it's become an issue now. We're starting to bank work to have ready to give to her so she doesn't run out, or we're giving her work and say, listen, when you finish that, go on to this. But I'll go back to the short answer to it, because I tend to talk too much, is that it's made such a profound effect on the business that I cannot probably thank People Partners enough. And this is not an advertising thing. I'm speaking from the heart. There's things that have been fixed in my business that we haven't been able to fix for years, literally years, that we've changed and creating systems and processes, wrong information that's forced us to actually go in and fix it. It's forced me back to my real role of managing the business and being able to push the stuff that I shouldn't have been doing, that Tamara was beating me up with continually, including the amount I get paid. And I should have sacked myself with failing to do the job. And again, this may sound ridiculous, but as a manager, and I've got graduate diplomas in, you name it, in management and learning, and if you don't put that into place, then you shouldn't be doing the job. And that's me. All right. So, but again, the access to someone who wants to work, because I think we've got problems in Australia here at the moment, big time. And I've been in business for, in all seriousness, 40 years. And I've seen a massive change in the last 5 years. And I think Australia's in trouble. But you know what? We've got people who want to work. And I think that's one of the advantages of being with People Partners. The first specific role was the student registrations, and that process has gone. The student registrations was originally one of the things that we got Judy to do was actually make up fillable PDFs, and then she managed to find out that we cut a process from 15 minutes per time down to about 10 seconds. And the reason was that she found in a please sign documentation system to do templates. So she went and put 26 templates up. And so we basically student registrations, and she's improved some of the processes in there. So student registrations, on top of that, she's also done, a lot of processing around we have what I call a lead sheet. So I've gone through, processed that. Student duplications in data management, also on the education learner management portal. We've got her doing other like documentations for student handbooks, and we're now doing cancellation policies and processes, tidying up fillable forms. A lot of administration side of it, but the registration is a big one. And now we're even potentially putting her on leads follow-ups, wherever we can do automated leads follow-ups. And my wife went overseas for a period of time, and because she's been, let it go, let it go. There's a song, with the ice, I call it the ice cream, that she wouldn't leave things go and got overwhelmed, and there were like 160 follow-ups to be done. So that's slowly being pushed away to someone who can do it quicker, easier, and more efficiently. The next role that we decided a lot quicker than I anticipated, literally 2 weeks after we onboarded, is the compliance role. So we're now looking at full compliance, and we've interviewed for a compliance person, which is going to then potentially replace what we've got in Australia with maybe one or two from overseas to do that role. They're more efficient. The person that we've hired has got Australian accreditation partway through and understanding, so we don't have to worry about having to teach them the lingo of Australia. I think the first thing, if you're looking at offshoring, Got to understand that it's a two-way street. My daughter-in-law went direct and she goes direct to the staff there. My boys go through a cyber agency. The investment with People Partners is that the fee you pay is an investment into not having to worry about any of the onboarding, the management of finding staff, the advertising to find the role. They manage the whole process. And yes, there's a cost, but for the whole cost, it's far less than, it's about less than half. You're not paying workers' comp, you're not paying any insurances, you have to worry about holiday pay, you don't have to worry about the HR side of it. There's GST on the charge, which you get back. But the best part is I've got an account manager that I deal with Vic, and I've got Jam. I've got an IT department, which I don't pay for. I'm amazed at the price of, how cheap we did 27-inch screens over there, which is foreign to the Philippines. What I'm saying is there's no negatives. If you're sitting there saying, oh, I can save money by going direct, you're wasting your time. I believe that the positive of that is, there's a get out of jail clauses and you can take them and do all that, but saving money is not saving money. If you're going to do this, but also the other thing too is People Partners actually support you to help you to teach you how to do the process. The positive is unless you are invested to make certain that you look after the people over there as a valued member of your team, and you have to change the way your demeanor is if you don't look after them. And again, People's Partner teach you that. If you're negative with them over there, you'll lose them. All right. And the thing that we found with Judy is she responds, all the team from overseas respond well to being part of the team over here. In fact, we're going to put her in one of our Bizmatrix shirts as well. So again, the positive of it is if you're going to go down the track, nothing is irreplaceable in Australia. If you need a physical body here, you can do a lot of stuff where you don't need a physical body, but you've got to treat them as if they're part of this office as well. And in fact, since we've been communicating through Teams, we're actually more efficient within the office as well. I've got a team member who's local, who works from home as well, and she's getting more work done. And in fact, your offshore is going to get more work done because they're not distracted by the day-to-day, and also forces you to meet with them, which is programmed rather than when we get round of it. And that's actually disciplined us. So I'm actually going back to the way we were doing it before COVID, way before COVID, but more efficiently now.